When you spend hours each day at your desk, it better be comfortable. And it wouldn't hurt if it was nice to look at too. That's where office furniture from gaming-focused brands literally shines. Hi, this is Tina for MakeUseOf.com, and today we'll have a look at the Ewin Knight series ergonomic computer chair that I'm sitting on right now, and the matching 2.0 edition RGB gaming desk. I am not a gamer and I've never owned flashy gaming furniture, but I'm curious how it will compare to the cheap IKEA desks and the office chairs off of Amazon that I've been using so far. Ewin Racing sent me a review unit of their chair and their desk, and will also give away a set to a lucky winner. To enter, go to makeuseof.com/giveaways or use the link in the description below. For extra entries into the competition, stay tuned for the bonus code, and I'll be sharing that a little later. Let's start with the chair. The Ewin Knight series gaming or office chair is made from high-density cold cure foam that's wrapped in PVC leather. Ewin says the foam nearly resembles memory foam, which made me a little concerned because I thought it was going to be too soft, but I found it to be comfortably stiff. The chair comes in 5 different color options. The base color is black, and you can get it with either pink, white, blue, gray, or red highlights. In the box, you'll find the seat with pre-assembled armrests, so you don't have to worry about those. You'll find the backrest with head and lumbar support pillows pre-installed, the swivel chair base without the wheels, and a small box with additional parts, including the instruction manual, a pair of white gloves so you don't get your hands dirty, all the wheels that you need, a gas lift, tilt control, screws and Allen wrenches are also included, and various decorative plastic parts to cover up the inner details of the chair. My box came thoroughly banged up, and one of the plastic parts that's covering the spring on the side of the seat right here was actually broken. Ewin offered to ship a replacement part, but I declined since it turned out to be an easy fix involving a soldering iron. Alright, how do you assemble the chair? The instruction manual that came with my chair was in Spanish, but I was able to put it together based on the pictures alone. Note, however, that the order of the steps shown in the manual switches from line to line. So first it's moving left to right as you expect, and then it goes right to left, and then in reverse, and so on. As long as you follow the red arrows, you'll be fine. Other reviewers mentioned needing help with the setup, but I managed by myself. But it took me a good half hour. None of the parts are overly heavy, and the first few steps are relatively simple. The 2 most challenging steps are installing the wheels and mounting the chair onto its wheeled base. The trick for the wheels is to wiggle them around and use ample pressure until they slide into place. The first one's the hardest, and then you'll figure it out. To mount the fully assembled chair onto its base, you can recruit a helper to lift the heavy top unit onto its base, though I've seen people doing it by themselves. And that's also what the instruction manual suggests. Alternatively, lay the chair onto its backrest, attach its much lighter wheeled base to the bottom of the seat, and then slowly tilt the whole chair forward, initially resting on 2 wheels, until you've got it standing upright on all 5 wheels. After trying to blindly lift the chair onto its base a couple of times, the alternative approach worked like a charm for me. If you've ever used an office chair, this one won't hold many surprises. There's one feature, however, that you won't want to live without once you've tried it. What's pretty standard is that you can adjust the chair's height using the L-shaped lever at its bottom right. When you pull that same L-shaped lever to the right, you release the seat tilt lock. And this allows you to tilt the seat or rock back and forth. If the tilt seems rather stiff, find the tension control knob underneath the seat and turn it to loosen the tilt. Even at its loosest though, the tilt was still too stiff for my preferences, meaning I couldn't sit with the seat tilted back, nor can you lock it in this position. The armrests are shaped ergonomically and are cushioned but firm. Each contains a lever which, when pulled up, lets you change the armrest's height. Finally, the chair's best feature, a lever right next to the seat that lets you tilt the backrest. In the Ewin Knight, you can tilt the backrest to a full 155 degrees, which creates an almost completely flat surface with the seat. This is a great feature if you enjoy napping, and it's surprisingly stable. Most important question, is the seat comfortable? Yes and no. The seat, backrest, and armrests are suitable for my height, which is within the 5'3" to 6'1" inches or 160 to 185 centimeters recommended by Ewin, and it's also perfectly comfortable. I love how far the backrest tilts back, and the chair should also support you just fine as long as you weigh 400 pounds or less. That's 181 kilograms. If you're heavier than that, look into the Flash XL series, which supports up to 550 pounds or 250 kilograms. I removed the lumbar support pillow because I felt like it was in the way. The head and neck support pillow, that's also a nice touch and removable. The foam padding used for this chair is rather firm, which I thought was pretty comfortable, and the PVC leather that's covering the foam is pleasant to the touch and easy to clean. What brought some discomfort, however, was sitting on the chair during warm summer weather. The combination of a firm foam and PVC cover means that your sweaty skin will stick to the chair. And even if sweat isn't an issue, the seat does get quite warm. This could actually be an upside if you prefer cozy seats. All right, remember the giveaway that I mentioned earlier? Okay, pay attention now because you can enter with the code Racing Chair for bonus entries. Link in the description below. All right, next, let's discuss the Ewin 2.0 RGB computer desk. The Ewin desk features a solid plywood desktop with a thin carbon fiber veneer and RGB light strips built into its fixed vertical metal legs as well as the desktop's left and right side. The desk ships with the RGB light strips, the wires, the cable grommet, and wireless charger pre-mounted onto or into the desk. The package also contains the two legs, of course, for feet, a cup holder, a headphone holder, screws with an Allen wrench, and a poster-sized single-page instruction manual. Now, how do you assemble a desk? Well, it's much easier to assemble than the chair, let me tell you that. Before you can start, however, you need to open the box. And I recommend that you carefully cut through the packaging tape, then lay the box flat on the floor with the box's lid facing up. When you open the lid, you can remove all the parts, while keeping the desktop in the box until you're done with the entire installation. The trickiest part of the setup is connecting all the wires, but it turns out that is super easy, so you can't really make a mistake. Both the wireless charger and the RGB lights require a USB-A powered source. Ewin didn't include a USB wall charger as they expect you to plug the accessories into your desktop computer. Notably, the grommets and screw holes reveal that the desk's plate is made from plywood, and it's covered with a thin carbon fiber style veneer. It's not actually carbon fiber. All right, how do you use a desk? At 48 inches wide and 26.8 inches deep, the desk provides ample space for up to 2 monitors, as well as your standard office equipment. If you'd rather keep your desk clear, the top is solid and thick enough to clamp monitor arms to it. The desk's adjustable feet let you correct for an uneven surface so that you'll always have a rock-solid surface to work with. And I found it's pretty stable. Note, however, that this is not a standing desk, so you can't easily adjust its height. Since its fixed vertical legs rest on 2 wide floor supports, you also can't use standard bed risers to prop it up and make it taller. To hide cables, you can run them through the cable grommet, which in my case was installed on the left side, over there. The similar looking contraption on the other side contains a wireless charger and USB-A charging port. Theoretically, you could swap the cable grommet with the wireless charger. In my case, I couldn't remove the cable grommet without tools. But if it matters for your setup, I'm sure you could get it done. If you've properly hooked up all the wires underneath the table and found a power source for the USB-A cables, plug in your speakers or headphones, then play sound to trigger the RGB light effects. Is the desk comfortable? The Ewin 2.0 edition RGB desk is as comfortable as fixed height desks can be. The slight indent at the front is a nice touch, but I don't think it makes a big difference in terms of comfort. While the desk surface works well with a mouse, I didn't like the scratchy sound of my mouse running across the carbon fiber style veneer. so I decided to use a mouse pad anyway. The screw holes for the headphone hook and cup holder are on the front left and right side of the desk. To keep them out of the way, I would have preferred to mount them on the left or right side. And since the desktop is plywood at its core, you could theoretically drill additional holes to change the position of these, but then they would be in the way of the light strips. Should you buy the Ewin computer chair or desk? The desk and chair are two separate products, so you can buy them separately, and both appear to be well made and largely deliver on the manufacturer's promises. As is common with gaming equipment, they fetch a premium. As for the chair, it's comfortable and easy to operate. If you like rocking back and forth, the seat tilt might be too stiff for you. I imagine that the generous space between the Ewin seat and the side cushions right here could be a dust magnet, but thanks to its PVC leather covering, the chair is easy to clean. What I love is the chair's ergonomically designed armrests and the 155 degrees backrest tilt, and that's great for naps. If you prefer to stay cool, however, you should probably skip gaming chairs altogether and go with a mesh office chair like the FlexiSpot Soutien, which we've previously reviewed. The desk is functional and lovely to look at, and you'll appreciate the generous surface, the cable grommet, and the wireless charger. The carbon fiber veneer works great with a mouse, but I guarantee you'll still want to use a mouse pad because it feels and sounds so much better. Admittedly, the RGB light effect is a neat feature, but you can't really see it while you're sitting at your desk. If you're getting this to look cool on your video streams, I would recommend it, but otherwise look elsewhere for something that's less flashy and won't burn a hole in your pocket, or offer more useful features such as height adjustable standing desks. And that concludes my review of the Ewin Knight series ergonomic gaming chair and the matching 2.0 edition RGB gaming desk. Check out my full review for all the specs and more details. You'll find the link in the description below. Subscribe if you'd like to catch our next review, and remember that this is a giveaway, so enter with the bonus code RACINCHAIR to gain some extra entries. And that's it. See you next time.